Hey guys, thank you for hopping on over here. So in our last two episodes, we looked at calculating missing angles, but in a triangle. So today we are focusing on calculating missing angles in a quadrilateral. First of all, I'm going to see how much do you know about quadrilateral. So go ahead and pause the video as you complete these, fill in the blanks. Let's see. All right, so if you have not paused it yet, go ahead and pause it now because I'm about to reveal the answers. So here we go. A quadrilateral is a figure that has 4 straight sides. So the missing word or number there would have been 4. It also has 4 interior angles. 5 examples of quadrilaterals are, and I guess I'm going to give more than 5, and you'll just tick your answers if you got them correct. All right, so we know that quadrilaterals are, as we said before, 4-sided figures, 4-sided shapes. And so we are looking at squares, rectangles, parallelograms, trapeziums or trapezoids, and we also have kites, rhombus, etc. So we'll touch some of them today. All interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to, and that would be 360 degrees. So if you got those correct, bravo. I'm going to share with you one way of showing that it makes sense that the interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees, right? So we know from our previous video that the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. And what I'm going to do right now is just simply split this quadrilateral into 2. And you can go ahead and say it has formed 2 triangles, right? So we know that the interior angles for this triangle would add up to 180 degrees. And we also have the same for the other triangle. And if we put all those angles together as the interior angles of the quadrilateral, we definitely will get 180 plus 180, which is 360 degrees. All right, so we get straight on to business, calculating the value of unknown angles. So here we go. We have a quadrilateral. We're given 3 of the angles, 45 degrees, 124 degrees, 135 degrees. And the missing one is A. From our last video, we would have said what we want to do is to structure it properly by writing down an equation that represents something true about the quadrilateral. So here we go. All the interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to, and that's why we have plus signs, 360 degrees. All right, awesome. And then we will now go ahead and solve our equation, and we know how to solve equations, right? So we'll combine our 124 degrees, 45, and 135 degrees. And so we have A plus 304 degrees equals 360 degrees. Feel free to pause the video at any time to go ahead and solve ahead of me. Then you can see if you were correct. All right, subtracting 304 degrees from both sides. We now have A equals 56 degrees. And that's simply it. All right, so once you write down what you know, so say it in English in your head, and then just write it down mathematically. All the angles add up to 360 degrees, and you are well on your way. For our second example, we're looking at finding the value of B. We're given 2 of the angles clearly, and we're given 1 of them under style. And you would be seeing it by now, and that's this right angle here. We know it measures 90 degrees. So our equation that we're going to use to find B would be B plus 90 degrees plus 70 degrees plus 124 degrees equals 360 degrees. And you can feel free to draw for your calculator. That's fine. All right. So here we go. Well, I would love if you just do it by hand. All right, you nicely set up your numbers and just add. All right, so 90 plus 70 plus 124 degrees will give us 284 degrees. Then, of course, we are going to, I hope I have space, subtract 284 degrees from both sides. And so we know that will leave us with 76 degrees. All right, moving on, we have, can you tell me what this quadrilateral is? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, write it in the comments if you know this one. All right, so this would be a kite. What do we know about a kite? We know that these two sides are equal. We can see that it's indicated there on the diagram, and we spoke about using these to indicate equal sides in our previous video. All right, and additionally, for the kite, we know that these two angles here, these two opposite angles would be equal. So we're gonna just go ahead and also name this D. So remember we said that if you have two angles that are equal, you can give them the same letter name. That's fine. All right, so now we have D plus 127 degrees plus 67 degrees. And it is a quadrilateral, so that is going to be equal to 360 degrees. 360 degrees. All right, so we will simplify. This will give us 2D plus 194, which is equal to 360 degrees. And once we subtract 194 degrees, don't forget your degree sign, from 360, our equation will now look like this. 2D is going to be equal to 166 degrees. Dividing both sides by 2, we get the value of D to be 83 degrees. All right, and it just means that each of these angles have a size of 83 degrees. All right, moving on to our final example. This one has some of the angles being expressed as expressions, and we are being asked to find the value of X. No worries, we're just going to do the same thing that we have been doing so far. Eventually, we're being asked to find the values of angles T and U. And even if the question didn't tell you first to find the value of X, you know you should do it anyway. All right, so here we go. 110 degrees, and it doesn't matter the order in which you write the angles that you are given. Equals 360 degrees. You go ahead and put your like terms together. Let me just write it out so that persons can see it. 14x, I have 14x degrees. All right. (23x) plus 14x, that is going to give us 37x. 110 degrees plus 70 degrees minus 5 degrees will give us 175 degrees is equal to 360 degrees. When we subtract 175 from both sides, we will have 37x equals 185 degrees. Of course, we have to divide by 37 on both sides. And so x is going to be equal to 5 degrees. All right, and you're going to see something beautiful that maybe you would have recognized from the start of our question. So find the value of x in the quadrilateral below. We have found it. X equals 5 degrees. So we're now going to use x to find the value of angle U. Angle U is going to be 14x. And that will be 14 times x, which means we're looking at 14 times 5 degrees, which is equal to 70 degrees. And I'm hoping you're starting to see it already. Looking at angle T, we have 23x minus 5. So that's 23 times 5 degrees minus 5, and that's degrees as well, which will give us 115 degrees minus 5 degrees, which is 110 degrees. Can you tell me in the comments what kind of shape is this? What kind of quadrilateral is this? As you can see, the angles that are opposite to each other are equal. And judging by the leanness, as they say, of the shape, we know that this is going to be a parallelogram. So kudos to you if you got that correct. And I'm leaving you with these on your own so that the next time you see me, you can check. The next time you see a video, you can check if you got these answers correct. So go ahead and pause the video and you can work these out. And I promise that I will reveal these answers in the next video. All right. And I will see you next time. Don't forget, by the way, that I need you to subscribe and also share with your friends. Remember, this is not just for C6 students. Whatever grade you are in, you can go ahead and share with your mates. That's fine by me. Go ahead and subscribe, click the bell so that you know when the upcoming videos are posted, you know immediately, especially since you're going to be doing homework this time. And I'll see you in the next video. It's goodbye from DG Makes Math Easy.